The conversation continues on social media algorithms, and we're still joined in the studio this morning with Kolaole Fakite.
Very well.
All right, so before the break, I asked how social media algorithms can be used to sell products and services. How does that work?
Yeah, I say it's just people buy perceptions instead of reality. And algorithms just helps with, it's just the neuroscience of selling. Do you understand? Yeah. And most times when there's this saying that says we are a product of our thoughts, and whatever you're thinking reflects in pictures, and the kind of pictures that you see, the kind of text or caption that you use in social media. So for example, how would I put it? If I'm a lover of shoes, or I'm a lover of, let's say, high fashion, it's going to show in the kind of pictures that I love to look at, the kind of pictures I love to view. Yeah. It's going to show in the kind of conversations I get, the kind of conversations I get involved with, or the kind of posts I would love to interact with, because that is what I'm drawn to. Yeah. So it's just algorithm. The algorithm is just AI, artificial intelligence, just having some way, just looking at the consistency of what I have been interacting with, looking at the consistency of the brands. For example, if I follow you on social media and I see that immediately after almost every Monday, you tend to post something about maybe a reel on dance. So I just they realize that, okay, he seems to be a person that loves dance. Yeah. So aside me just looking at you, aside your brand and your account that I am following, the AI is the algorithm is going to just filter through whatever software application that I am viewing you from, and look for people that post the similar kind of content and push it to them. I know those brands, the social media applications, they make money from the interactions that the more I come to your brand, the more I use your application, the more return in investment that they get. So the automation is as careful, is as detailed, too detailed to the extent that just I scroll through a post and I come back and I look at it, even if I don't like it, because there's some social media accounts that I don't even follow, but on a daily basis, I go to those posts and just view. I don't even like. I have a younger friend that he makes hair and he's a makeup artist, and I don't even like his posts. Yeah. So he goofed in one of his postings one day, and I went on WhatsApp line and said this, and he said, as I follow your posts on it, I follow you, I'll see everything you do. I won't view your stories, but okay, I make sure, just to make sure he doesn't know, I don't view stories, Instagram stories, but I go to all his captions and text, and I say, okay, fine, you're texting, your captions are wrong, you are this, you are that, you are that. Over time, I realized that when I go online, every other brand, as in any other person that does the kind of thing he does, that brand, Instagram, begins to just bring it to my feed and say, okay, there's this suggestion of this kind of account that I should also like. I just believe it's perception. Yeah,
okay. So now I want to talk about, I really like this example that you've taken, that you've given, about how, this particular person tries to sell his products online. So I want to talk about the two sides of that coin when it comes to social media algorithm, as in people who are selling and people who are buying, right? So how can, creators, digital marketers like you, harness the power of algorithms to sell more effectively to consumers?
Now, have you ever experienced, before I got into this space, I realized when I go on Facebook, okay, let me ask you this question. Have you seen someone's birthday post 2 weeks after the person shared the birthday post, especially on Facebook? Yeah, that would happen because that person is not a regular user of Facebook. Do you understand? So, but if he's a regular user of Facebook and the algorithm has been able to pick that this person does this regularly, it will just push it to me. So to answer your question, consistency is key.
Okay.
Now, consistency is key. It's just like dancing. When you're dancing, algorithm, me, you and I, and algorithm and AI, is just like it's a dance. So there has to be a level of consistency for the algorithm to trust you. Now in Tango, they say you dance, the person, you as a man, or maybe man or woman, if in the move it's supposed to be 1, 2, 3, 4, then I'm taking the lead in this first step. I take 1, 2, 3, 4. You have to trust me. Then, for example, in Tango, there's lots of liftings and throwing ups and stuff like that. So in this move, you have to flip the woman, and you need to earn that trust with your consistency behind the scene for her to trust you. Now, the next move, she's to throw you and lift you up. So now the consistency with me, and it's just a dance. It's a tango between me and the AI. So the consistency between me and the algorithm begins to make the algorithm trusts me that, all right, this person is here for this fun, this person is here for fun, this person is here for business. So now let's make the dance fluid. Let's not make it difficult. Let's take away the friction and make it so smooth that as you're coming online, you just feel like, oh, my sweetheart is here. Can we just, here's your meal, here's your breakfast, here's your this. It's as simple as that.
So there's a smooth rhythm between the user and the platform.
Exactly. That's the word. So the consistency builds the trust. So the consistency in my content creation just builds the trust. Okay, the AI knows that on Monday I post this, on Tuesday I do this, on Wednesday I post that, on this I post that. So over time, if I'm a follower of your brand, I begin to look out. So I begin to imagine, I begin to think that, all right, I grow to trusting you. And since your post is either educative, your content has to either be educative, entertaining, or informative. So over time, I begin to long to just see your posts. And by the time it just sticks to my brain, and I say that, okay, I understand that on a Monday you post something on motivation. So when I'm feeling low, one of the first social media accounts I'll go to is your account, because when he writes his caption and his pictures, it speaks to my soul. So over time, the consistency just builds the trust as a digital marketer or a content creator, and from there you just get hooked. You might not even be following me, but over time gets to a time, because for example, if you are an Instagram influencer and you have 2 million followers, I can bet it that it should be more than 2 million that are really fans of yours. But some people, just because of the pride, like, I beg, I don't want them to see that I'm following this person. I'm just trying to form, so I won't even follow you. But your consistency has made me understand that. So when I want to pick something about fashion, I'm going to this person, brand A. If I want to pick something about food, I'm going to brand C. If I want to learn how to fry egg and akara together, this person I'm going to go to. So consistency and the quality of what you are putting out, the level of the quality in the information, the quality in, is it entertaining or is it educative, will just make me just follow you like the lover.
So I'm guessing that on the other side of that coin, so you've spoken now about the creators rather. So the other side of that coin is the consumers, and from what you're saying, I'm picking that the consumers also need to be consistent with what they are consuming, so that there's a smooth rhythm between creators and consumers, right? Please correct me if I'm wrong.
No, not really. The content creator, the person delivering, is the one that is really concerned about consistency. He's trying to get you on board. I am the person that wants you to fall in love with me. So I'm taking you through a process. And some way, somehow, it's just like while we were growing up, you love the girl. You have codes you drop. you have bars you drop. Over time, she falls in love with you. And that's all. But when she falls in love with you, she'll just keep following. That's all. That's it.
Okay. So now, how can consumers manage some of, so a prevalent issue when it comes to social media marketing, social media algorithms? Do you know the reason why we're having this conversation on manipulation, quote unquote, is this issue of privacy? you know, a lot of users that we've taken on our views from the net feel like their privacy is being, you know, is being turned into data that is being used to sell products to them. How can consumers manage this issue of privacy when it comes to, you know, products that are being sold to them?
No, it's just there's something you would edit your privacy settings.
Right.
You would just edit your privacy settings. Now, for example, if I go on your website for the first time, and there's this question: do you want me to give you cookies? I don't want your cookie. Give me. I prefer kuli. Leave me your cookies. So I go to I'll go to the place. The settings. I'll click on the button there. I've forgotten the name, and I'll selectively, as I carefully take you off this one, opt you out. Then the one that is compulsory is one I don't have a choice, but just to accept, and I just click on it. Then you will just continue. So you just go and edit your privacy settings.
What are cookies, and how do they work?
Cookies are just like I don't use the word bits, but they're just baits. Like thank you. That's the word. Thank you for coming. Do you understand? Thank you for coming. But there's something behind it, just to, as in thank you for coming, we'll just give you a tag behind you so that we'll be able to identify you from any other place. That's our customer. It's as simple as that. So you edit your privacy settings. Then what I do is that I get so unpredictable.
Right.
If over time I've been known to follow maybe dancing, I view more of dancing accounts, or let's say fashion or so. I could just next 1, 2, 3 days or 1 week, I just change the way I view those pages. Then since it's AI, it's a machine, it's a robot. It knows that maybe when I wake up early in the morning, I just pick up my phone. As you know, we all have, for example, Lagos now. You know, if you work in Lagos, you already this. Even if you sleep by 4 a.m. and you're supposed to wake up for 5, there's this alarm that just wakes you up and you just start shouting, yeah. Then you pick up your phone. If the arrangement is I pick up my phone by 8 o'clock, 6 a.m., what I do is at times I wake up and I won't touch my phone. I won't go to that app. I will just distort that calculation for the AI. So I do it over time. I just distort it, then I go back again. So you won't be able to really predict me, but the most important part is just editing your privacy settings. Because there's a conversation of recent going on about those who use a particular kind of phone that he was just in a conversation over the phone with someone and just chat. And next he went on feed. He was talking, maybe he was interested in this, the color of pillow here.
Right.
And next he went online and he started seeing pillowcases were being advertised to him. So we realized that after I did a little bit of research, I realized that, okay, there was something the person ought to have turned off in his phone, the settings. Sometimes about microphone and settings, you just turn it off, and it's as simple as that.
You know, a lot of people, I find it interesting that, you know, there are ways to actually fight against, you know, these privacy concerns. But because of maybe a lack of information and knowledge around how you can actually adjust the settings, that's why a lot of people think that, oh, you know, social media is bad, and, you know, but, you know, so is, you know, taking all of this into consideration, can social media algorithms be dangerous? You know, while the camera, before we came on air, I was talking to you about Cambridge Analytica, how Donald Trump harnessed the data from Facebook ads to actually win the elections that he won to get into the presidential seat of the United States of America. So, you know, can some of this information be dangerous? You know, can it be dangerous and detrimental to the users that are actually engaging with them?
Oh yes, like very, 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 very well. All brand owners want money. They want exponential increase in their ROI. So if you are not careful as a user of that brand, the first thing is addiction. You get addicted. There's a place you can check on your phone settings or whatever tablet you could check the number of hours that you've used in a week on different platforms. And there was a day I checked and I realized that it's like I'm living my life for this person. But I realized that, okay, fine. Me, it's different because I make money from this. This is why I'm employed. So there was really not much of a big deal if I was spending 4 hours on, let's say, on Instagram. because that's where I make my money from. But if you don't make money from such and you just use it for the necessary things you need to do, if you're not careful, the algorithm will just make you get so addicted. And before you know anything, you just go in an habit of being, you're instead of being high on coke or whatever, you're high on social media, you're high on other person's content.
Right.
If you don't see that content, you just addiction. The next thing is it alters your attitude.
Right.
You see people now on Twitter, for example. Twitter is a wild land. You get to Twitter, you might be coming from LinkedIn, you're formal, you're sane. And you get to Twitter, you just readjust and you just become a wildcat. Because somehow, the algorithm has made us, Twitter Nigeria, space that you must get there, you must be savage, you must be able to give your basketballs, or else they're going to just trample on you. So it has the ability to just alter and change it from take away your humanity and make you something different. Now the other part, which is quite personal, is there's something called FOMO. It's called the fear of missing out. You know, in the world of social media, it's fake it till you make it. I've had interviews, I've had sessions during COVID-19 lockdown that I was with just, let's say, my shirt, and I was with a brief downstairs. Do you understand? But up here, you feel like, the guy is also fine, blah, 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 blah. The best background in my house was what I was going to use for, but you will not know, maybe under, maybe you have a pot of rotten food or whatever. So fear of FOMO is the fear of missing out, because everybody wants to put their best foot forward. So you begin to feel like, okay, I have not arrived. What is wrong with me? This person is 17. There was a craze on Twitter some days ago, sometime last week. What did you achieve when you were 23? And I had this one. Okay, I've been a brand ambassador. I sold houses. I did this. I did that. And I was asking myself, what was I? What did I give when I was 23? So I was now imagining if I was around 23 or before, let's say around 21, 22, because I got into university quite late. I suffered FOMO one time, which is fear of missing out. I was depressed. I felt inferior to my mates. I felt I was just talented and there was nothing happening to me. So you won't know what I did. I just took a break away from social media. In fact, I was off Instagram for a very long period of time because I needed to get my sanity back. I was beginning to feel so worthless. So, and a friend told me that the worst thing that can ever happen to you as a human is to feel sorry for yourself. And I was beginning to feel sorry for myself because I was seeing that person's content and I wasn't even too sure if the person was real or not, if the person was faking it or not. Now imagine a story of a coach, a perceived life coach or a relationship expert. I think you might remember of someone in the States that's a relationship expert and is teaching people how to run their relationships, but his relationship wasn't working. And I
actually took this conversation on.
Exactly. You can imagine. And for example, maybe me as a man, I'm beginning to feel like my wife should be like him or I should be like him, and I didn't even know he was just faking it because he wanted to make it. So if we are not careful, algorithm is not human. The algorithm is not human. It's just machine that has been programmed to make sure, please help us get sales back. It's as simple as that. So if you are not careful, the psychology of selling will just turn you from, since it's a robot you are dealing with, you start acting like. It will lead you. It will lead you into its own part. And its part is cold. A robot is cold. It has no emotions. All it wants is, I need your money, and I'm going to get your money, and that's all. So it's not outrightly evil. It's not. I was following the show and it talked about manipulation. No, I've not read any agreements for any of those apps from beginning to the end. And I said yes because I needed them. We need this thing. Social media is here. It's here to stay. It cannot leave. So the best bet is just to sit down and look for how to use it to your own advantage. Pick out, see if it's just like you give me raw beans and you expect me to just eat everything with the chaff. No, I'll take off the chaff, take the ones I want, and off I go. So that's just it.
And I think that's what people really need to learn when it comes to using social media and being online. Really sieving the shaft from what is actually necessary for us, sieving what is good for us.
Exactly.
I also find it interesting, as in how you explain social media in form of this high. Not that we do not encourage drug use on this program for any reason at all. But very interesting analogy. Thank you very much for your opinion on this conversation.
Thank you very much.
I really learned a lot from you, and I really enjoy the passion that you bring from your job into this conversation. What? No,
I'm shy.
Do you have any final words or any final thoughts, on social media algorithms and harnessing the power of it?
It's here to stay.
Yeah,
it's here to stay. It's not going. We cannot wish it away at all. So the best thing is just to sit down, start from where you are. What do I need this thing for? Why am I coming to social? Why am I coming to Instagram?
Yeah.
There are some people that put a private mode on their social media accounts because they're not there for the fame. They're not there to monetize.
Yeah.
But they just choose to be there. So you ask yourself what you want to be there for. Do you want to make money from it? If you want to make money from it, then do the necessary trainings. It might not be going to a branding school, whatever. It might just be Google trainings and all. Learn what you need to learn. Then just start taking yourself through it. But if you just want as a personal profile, just know why you are there. Then harness it. Yeah. Because I know of people that have always. I don't want to sound like a motivational speaker that's talking about aspire to acquire, but no, social media is either you use it well, or it's just going to lead into destruction. So know why you are there, then then go for it.
Okay.
It's as simple as that. During the COVID-19 lockdown, I had a premonition a year before COVID-19 happened, and I just felt like, okay, I think I need to just learn something. And I used to do what I do now as an aside.
Okay.
And I was a corporate communicator and a facility manager at the same time, somewhere in an NGO, and I just got uneasy. And I went to go and upgrade my skill sets in a branding school, and 4 months after COVID-19 happened. So imagine if I had not done what I needed to do, and what facility was I managing?
Yeah.
So here was I at home, just writing. I was in Nigeria, and I was working with people outside Nigeria.
Yeah.
I'm in Lagos. I'm writing with people outside the country. I'm in Nigeria, and I'm writing for people all around Nigeria. And it was just because I went there because I wanted to. This is why I am here. I'm not here for to just fill the numbers. I want to make money from here. It's not that the money I got in there, I was making 7 figures, 9 figures. No, it was quite little initially, but I knew what I went there for. And it's tasking. It goes beyond, okay, I'm a social media manager, I'm a brand strategist, I'm a this and that. Some people. Just know why you're there and just go for it.
All right. Thank you very much, Carl Olifagite. We actually had you before, but we couldn't really, get into the nitty-gritties of social media algorithms. I'm very glad that you could come again to really open up conversation. And, I hope you have been able to learn something and take away something from this conversation. If you haven't followed from the beginning, not to worry. This conversation will be on YouTube later today. All you have to do is search for High Impact TV and subscribe to our YouTube page, High Impact Television.